$100 in today's world doesn't seem to take you as far as it did just 50, 60 years ago. But if I only had $100 to spend after every paycheck, I would spend it on... What's up, everyone? It is time for another wonderful episode of Frugal Freedom. I am your virtual mentor, Izzy, here to teach you all that I know about finance, productivity, and well-being. So if those types of things interest you, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification because I got new videos coming out every single day. Thinking about only having $100 is really what sparked me into saving money. I used to do these challenges where I would tell myself, okay, you can only spend $200 this week. And then eventually it got to where I can only spend $100 this week or $100 for the next 2 weeks. Okay. Then finally I got to a point where I was like, okay, can I make it to where I don't spend unnecessarily, for a whole 2 weeks? So I don't spend any money. I called it the no spend challenge. I will probably have a video about, how to do this for yourself. I kind of got this idea that, what if I only had $100? What would I spend it on? But before I even say anything, comment down below, what would you spend $100 on? No cheating. I'm waiting. All right. Number one, I would spend it on education. So me only having $100 would imply that I don't have the knowledge capable of growing said amount. Therefore, the first thing that I would invest in is a couple of books, maybe a course. And I want to be honest with you guys, I regret not doing this within the first few years of my working life. Okay, I hated reading, right? But I realized I only hated reading because I was being forced to read books that I didn't like. So when I started reading books that interest me, namely anything in the finance and self-development and accounting department, I just started reading as many books as I could. And just to think, if I had just started reading those back 10 years ago, God knows where I would have been. But the reason I say books is because books allow you to expand your thinking by viewing someone else's perspective. A majority of the time, we as humans, we live in our own bubble and we try to figure it out on our own when we don't realize that nothing is new under the sun. If you went through it, there's possibly somebody else that went through that and possibly wrote a book about how they got out of it. You're paying about $10 to $20 what it took people years to accomplish, years of mistakes, years of spending out money. Sometimes it costs these people millions of dollars, and you're getting years of their experience in a $10 to $20 book. And I know I talk about personal finance on this channel, and I do have books on personal finance, but that's not all. I also have books on psychology, I have books on sales, I have books on well-being, and since I've been in the gym lately, I now have books on health. Number two is debt. Now, when you hear about this, you're like, oh, Izzy, I have way more than $100 in debt. Why would I spend my last $100 on debt? And believe me, I know it's not the sexiest thing that you want to hear. But the truth is, it is the most important thing for you to do. And if you think about it, you're $100 closer to ensuring your financial freedom. Put it like this. If I had $100 and I owe $100, how much do I have left? The obvious answer would be zero. But now I'm going to tell you have less than zero. So you're in the negative because that debt that you owe is possibly accruing interest even as much as 36% per year. After education, debt should be a priority before you invest, before you save, and even before you pay your bills. Number three, I would invest it in savings. Now, this implies that you don't have debt. Now, if you don't have a debt and you don't have a savings, then I would suggest that this be your priority. Now, I talked about on this channel about why you probably shouldn't have just a savings account. So I'm going to contradict that a little bit by saying you do need a savings account. However, a savings account is not the end all be all, and it shouldn't be. If the biggest part of your portfolio is your savings, then you're doing something wrong. A savings account is merely a cushion to protect you from unexpected things happening in your life. But the recommended cushion that I talk about is having at least 3 to 6 months worth of savings. Now, there are some people that go as far as 12 months worth of savings. After that, I don't recommend anything higher than 12 months of your expenses. And the reason is because you simply want to focus on growing your money at this point. Last but not least is health, and I literally did this. Back in January of this year, 2021, I took my last $120, in fact, and spent it on getting a personal trainer at the gym that I'm now at. It bought me 24/7 access to the gym. It bought me a personal trainer. And I also have unlimited access to their high intensity interval training classes. So they're HIIT classes. They normally charge $67 per class, but I take $120 every 2 weeks, and I can get all of this unlimited. It's been about 2 months later, and the results are like none other. I feel better. I sleep better. I'm more confident. And not to mention, look, new body, new me. I'm still working on it though. Taking care of your health today will prevent you from ultimately having to spend a lot more money in the future. And as I said, the immediate results that you'll start to see is a sharper focus. You'll start to eat better once you start taking care of your body. And let's not even mention how great you'll feel knowing that you're taking care of the one body that you get. In all, like I said, $100 possibly wouldn't get you far today, but if you budget correctly, I would say you can potentially find more ways to have more than $100. As a matter of fact, I have a video series here on YouTube called No Discipline Budgeting, where I teach you how to do this with little to no discipline. And if you want to check that out, I have the link in the description below, or you can check out the lowercase I at the top that's going to pop up right about now. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any other topics, as I'm happy to see those below as well. And follow us on Instagram at Frugal Freedom LLC so that you can get tips that are too short for me to cover here on YouTube. Once again, guys, I've been your virtual mentor, Izzy. And until next time, stay frugal until you're free. Peace.